Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. Africa, tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. America, tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze.
You are listening to African Father in America podcast by Simon Javan Okello, live from Seattle, Washington, USA.
Thank you so much for joining me for today's session of the Daily African Proverbs. My name is Simon Javan Okello. I am in Seattle, Washington, and I am joined here by my wonderful friend Zizi. Many people on Clubhouse, know Zizi. Her real name is Zainab El Gatit, and we are live on YouTube. You can join our conversation live on YouTube, but we are also here on Clubhouse just for a very short session. I'm having a technical difficulty with my setup today where I'm not using electricity. I'm using battery to run my camera. And, I want you to know that it's going to be a 30-minute session, and we want you to join us on stage so that we can engage with Zizi, Shashank, and Cornelia. Thank you so much for being here on Clubhouse with us. And I also see that we've been joined on YouTube as well with a few people. But today we want to, learn a little bit about Zizi, and then we also want to share an African proverb. The proverb we are discussing today is from Ghana, and the proverb says, "When the bag tears, the shoulders get a rest. When the bag tears, the shoulders get a rest." I'm going to share my interpretation of this proverb in a moment, but I want to give the floor quickly to my wonderful elder Zizi, so that she can just introduce herself, share with us just a bit of your story. For those who are meeting Zizi for the first time, she's a 3-time best-selling author on Amazon. She's a poet, a spiritual poet, and she's also a retired psychologist. So you're going to learn a bit about her right now. Zizi, the microphone is yours.
Thank you. Do you want me to start with the poem?
Oh yes, that would be wonderful. Please, Zizi is going to read a poem now, just to get us started, from her most recent book, The Rhapsody of Love.
Who am I? Who am I? I missed you, my beloved, even when my heart is in your abode. The clutter of this world deafens the heart. Who am I? A drop in the ocean of the beloved's love and our oneness, a speck of dust, a feather in the wind, clutter in the silence, an intruder on nature, nothing at all, a figment of the imagination, absolute nothingness, for it is only you. I'm just a seeker on a spiritual path of love, joy, peace, and knowledge. Titles, positions, and accomplishments do not define me. I am a divine being in a human body, full of gratitude and love. Thank you, sir. Just to give you a general idea, I was born a very precocious child who danced and played and did everything, talked. And then at the age of 1, I got hit with polio, and that paralyzed me totally from head to foot, from the head down. And my mother and father were very young. My mother was 19 and he was 20 or 21. And they had a hard time, of course, taking me to treatments and until I was able to walk. But I walked with a limp. So after this, I had a lot of bad experiences of harassment, of being called a cripple, of being isolated and singled out for things. But then when I was 16 years old, the only school that accepted me was the American College for Girls. And the headmistress really took her on her wing and did a lot for me, to the point where when Helen Keller visited Egypt, she invited her and asked her to come and talk to the student body, but she also talked to me. And I never forget her words. She always said, "You are going to inspire people when you're my age. You're a wonderful person. Just look for open doors and don't be busy with the closed doors. And if they're all closed, kick one door and open it and go through it." So that changed my life. And I started forgetting about my handicap and being positive and doing everything I can. So I took that positive mindset. So I, I lived my life thinking that everything is possible, nothing is impossible. And I contributed as a psychologist, and I contributed as a manager for the Ministry of Community and Social Services. And then now, after I retired, I'm contributing through love and writing books and doing something else. So that's the short of the story, and you can ask me any questions you want.
Thank you very much, Zizi. It means a lot that you took the time to join me, early morning. And thank you for, sharing with us your powerful story. And really, it's not easy, growing up and turning out to be a leader like you've been, despite of all the challenges that you've been through. So I really, I'm very privileged that I connected with you, and I I'm just grateful. I'm grateful for the fight that you've had to do until this moment. But I want you to share with us what inspires you as a leader that came from the moment of being ridiculed, as a young child. Share with us a story that until this moment continues to inspire you, because even here on Clubhouse as an elder, you use Clubhouse a lot. You host your own events. You're prominent in some of the major events on Clubhouse, and that's not easy for an elder. Yesterday I heard you mention that there are some places that you're tolerated and you always feel very welcome here in the Daily African Proverbs. So I wanted you to share just what is it that came from your upbringing around when you are 8 to 12 that continues to inspire you today as a leader. And I also want you all to, after this I'm going to ask Zizi to share with us how you can, where you can get a copy of her book. And if you want to join us briefly on YouTube, my channel is at the top of the room. If you click that link, you'll be able to join us on YouTube. And this is a very brief Daily African Proverbs session. We are going to be ending in about 15 minutes. So if you want to join us on stage to share your thoughts on this proverb, this would be a good time for you to do that. So Zizi, I'll pass you the microphone.
Well, what I learned during those years is that how to love myself.
Zizi, I have a question. Is there something that is moving around you? There's a sound
Colette, ça suffit, on peut pas parler. Je veux que tu cesses.
Oh no, I don't think it's far from you. It's just around you. Maybe something you're touching. Okay, that's perfect. Yeah, where you are is perfect. Okay, keep going. Thank you so much.
What I learned is since I spent a lot of time alone by myself, the children, I couldn't play sports, I couldn't do anything. So what of course happened is that I used to spend a lot of time myself sitting on one of the chairs in the backyard or in the schoolyard. And people used to come and talk to me and tell me sometimes their problems, sometimes this. So I learned to love myself and to be able to be alone. And also I learned that I can listen to people's problems and I can help them. So what happened is the idea of becoming a psychologist sprang from that, or that was too early. But I thought, well, it looks like I help some of the children who come and talk to me. Even sometimes teachers used to come and talk to me. So, but the most important thing is how to be alone and not feel lonely. So you learn to love yourself, to seek knowledge, to sort of depend on your creativity, and not just sit there and say, oh, I'm lonely, nobody's talking to me. To trust yourself, to trust God, and to believe in miracles. I believe in miracles. Things happen. When you are positive and you ask the universe or ask God for things and you have a positive attitude, they happen. They come to you on a silver platter. So I learned those two important things: how to be alone and not lonely, how to learn, and how to depend as a co-creator to create things that I'm not able to have or to come, and not to be impatient, to wait. Because He gives you what you need, not what you want, and in His own way and in His own style. So these are the important things I learned.
Thank you so
I
much, Zizi.
Would you like to read the poem about my friend who had cancer?
Yes, please.
Cancer was playing havoc with my friend. She didn't want pain. She didn't want to die. Yet when she turned to the beloved and his healing hands, she let go of her fears. She let things run their course. It's only the beloved that knows. When, how, who, what, and where, we don't know. Go ahead and try to stop this monster, she said. But be gentle. Inflict no excessive pain on this body of mine. The rest is up to him and me. Now I have time to mend my ways, to repent my sins, to ask for forgiveness from the beloved and you all. It's not cancer that kills, it's fear. It's lack of faith, it's lack of courage. To fight back is what I need. Courage to believe that no matter what, the beloved is always by my side. With him, there's no fear.
Yeah, I love the ending. No, the beloved is always by my side. With him, I have no fear. So if you're in the room and you have someone, or you're going through a situation similar to cancer, or a situation that is actually cancer, or someone, just let them know they're not alone. Zizi, why don't you read the last poem quickly while we still have the battery,
Okay.
and yeah, so that we just jump to that and then have our our final thoughts here. And I want to let you all know that I wanted to stay longer for today's session, but we are going to make it short and sweet, because of the technical difficulty that my setup has today. I'm using battery instead of electricity. Now, Zizi, carry on, please.
I just want to preamble that gratitude has been ingrained in me from early childhood. I always had this gratitude feeling for God and for everybody around. Oh, my beloved, thank you for giving me the wisdom to recognize the difference between my challenges, my opportunities, and my assets. Thank you for sending loving and supportive friends and family my way. I'm even more thankful to you for sending those whom I mistook for enemies when they were my greatest enablers to know you and to love you. Thank you for enabling me to function and achieve in spite of my many imperfections and liabilities. Thank you for making me aware that I'm nothing but a speck of dust, and from dust to dust I go. Thank you for being there for me even when I acted like a prodigal daughter and forgot to remember your grace and to give you your due in everything. Thank you for your forgiveness for my sins, the intentional and the unintentional. Thank you for giving me my life, your spirit within me and my heart, where you chose to reside. Thank you for my body, the receptacle of your grace.
Wow. Yeah, I feel that that's something that everybody should be reading or telling themselves, even in their own way every day, because it's such a privilege to be alive. It's and share, being grateful is also a very powerful healing process. And there's a few comments coming here on YouTube that I wanted us to address, and I also want to welcome everyone joining us on Clubhouse: Cornelia, Tara, Joseph, Steve, Sahara. Thank you so much, Loic and William. We're having a shorter session today. It's ending in about 10 minutes, and I'm hosting Zainab El Getit. Zainab El Getit is a wonderful elder, 85 years old. Her name is Zizi. She's very popular as Ziggy on Clubhouse, and she's someone that I love and have a lot of respect for. She's an author. You should grab her book. She's a 3-time best-selling author. Currently, we are reading excerpts from The Rhapsody of Love, which is an amazing book of poems. You should check it out. Rhapsody of Love. So Zizi, how can people get your books, and how can people support your work?
Mostly they can buy them books. All of them are on Amazon.ca and .com. And the support that I would expect from people is to love one another, is to be a world that's full of love, no discrimination, whether on color or disability or race or anything, because that's the obstacle that we face all the time. You either are too young or too old, too white, too black, too this, too that. So if we start just by loving and realizing that we're all aspects of God, we are all reflections of God. So let's treat each other as if the person is God, because God lives within each one of us and He created us in His image. So when you mistreat someone, you're actually mistreating God, because God Himself said, I'm with the poor, the hungry, the hurt, the sick. So it's those people that you should be more gentle with rather than those people that they should be pushed around. And I would say I have been pushed around enough, but with this attitude of really not caring because God is providing me with all I need has helped me a lot.
Wow. Thank you so much. And what you shared is very similar to a question that Stephen Okoth, who is my brother, is my biological brother, is in the room with us. He's asking, could you expound on how to be alone but not to feel lonely? You mentioned this earlier, and it's much related to what you are saying. And also, if there's anybody else in the room that wants to come up on stage and share your thoughts on this proverb, or your comments to Zizi, this would be a good time for you to join us. We are ending the room in about 8 minutes. So Zizi, I'll pass you the mic so that you share your thoughts on that and also your closing comments. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Simon. To be alone without feeling lonely, you have to have some interest. You have to either like to read or like people, so you still can maybe talk to them on one of the social media and connect with them. Work on whatever that would connect you to people. But the thing is, if you are lonely, it's because you have no interest and you sit there doing nothing. You have no reading to do. You can't even watch something. But the most important thing that you sometimes could lack is self-love. Self-love, like it's really something that we have to keep telling yourself. Go to the mirror and write 10 things that you want to be, and say, I am clever, I am beautiful, I am successful, I am happy, even if you're not. And if you keep repeating this every day, the mind doesn't know what's real and what's not real. So by repeating those affirmations, the mind will believe it and will start accordingly, and you will find that you're really feeling happy, you are feeling successful. You are all those things. So this is my recommendation. Write affirmations that you would love to have. Write them as if you already have them and be grateful. Say, I'm grateful, I'm beautiful, I'm grateful, I'm happy, I'm grateful, I can do so much. I'm grateful that whatever you want, say 10, at least 10 things every day and keep They could be the same thing, you repeat it for at least 90 days and your brain will repeat them and know them. So that's it. Don't let age deprive you. I'm 85 and I'm acting like I'm 25 and nothing is stopping me except our own bad or false beliefs. Have positive self beliefs and have a wonderful day.
Wow, wow. Thank you so much. Yeah, I can't add much to that. You know, it's what you tell yourself. What you tell yourself is what you become, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Thoughts become things.
yeah. Wow. Now, if you're just joining us, thank you for being here. My name is Simon Javan Okelo, and we've been here for the last almost 30 minutes. We've been discussing a proverb from Ghana that says, when the back tears, the shoulders get a rest. We come here every morning and we share African proverbs with the hopes of gaining African wisdom by the end of our conversation. So I hope you're leaving this conversation today with some African wisdom. Please check out the video for today's conversation on YouTube. It's available now. You can find Zizi and I there at the moment. And I also want to invite you to check out the podcast episode of this conversation. It's going to be available on all podcasting platforms. My podcast is called African Father in America, the name of this club. So check it out, and you'll also be able to catch the conversations that happened yesterday and the day before. So thank you so much for being a part of this movement, and I want to invite you to join me at 1 p.m. today. We are going to be in One Vibe Africa Club talking about the 3 hidden travel gems in Africa. So come with stories of places you've wanted to go to in Africa, and places you've been to as well. I will be talking about the 2 trips I'm planning to do next year in Kenya, and I'll be sharing information on how you can join me if you'd like. And I'll also be sharing stories of how I've been doing, these annual trips to Kenya for the last 7 years. I'll share, a video that you can watch at your own time. But you'll also hear from a number of people from various parts of Africa that co-host that space with me. This Joseph, who is in the room right now, actually, from Namibia. If you have time, Joseph, just briefly speak about the room that we are hosting together every Wednesday, and just share with us how you're doing. Thank you.
Hi, Simon. Hi, everyone. Thank you, Simon, for always having our back and making sure that Africa is still stay promoted by one of our brothers, Simon here. He's so passionate about travel and tourism. He's so passionate about his music, and I love just joining this African Father in America. Although a couple of days I've been traveling throughout Zambia, and I just arrived yesterday afternoon back to Namibia. And the group that Simon is talking that we host each and every Wednesday at 10 p.m. if you are in Africa. Otherwise, it's 10 a.m. I believe Seattle time. Simon, correct me if I'm wrong.
It's
And
it's 1 p.m. Seattle time, so I think
1
it's
p.m.
10 a.m. East.
Yeah, 10 a.m.
Yeah,
On the east side, I think. I'm not sure, but it's 1
yeah.
p.m. Yeah, 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Okay. The group is basically we speak about travel and tourism, places, hidden gems that are in Africa. We speak about events that do happen in Africa. And for the past 3 weeks, 4 weeks that I have joined that page or that conversation, we have received a tremendous return, and a lot of people are joining in order to promote Africa, and not only Africa as a destination, but promote also other places that they have visited. Last week we had someone speaking about the Caribbeans, and we hope to hear this time around on the Eastern African coastal, where we have Madagascar, Reunion, Seychelles. So we have been really pushing for the people or the Seychellois or the Malagash to join so that they can speak about places in their country. And I believe today, Simon, if we are lucky, we're going to have one guy from Madagascar. I always love that continent. I love that African countries that you find as an island there. They walk in the baobab tree. It's just an amazing. And at the same time, let's not forget Seychelles. Those are kind of islands that everybody's talking about, but we have our own island that everybody loves, that is Zanzibar. So, guys, join us this evening. Join us this 1 p.m. Seattle time, so that we speak and then we can conversate more. And like Simon said, he's organizing that amazing trip to Kenya. So if you miss this trip, please, I don't know what you are looking for, because I believe that through traveling, you are actually healing yourself. Traveling for me, it's a therapy that I can't stop. Traveling, I can't stop. Exploring, I can't stop experiencing. I was Simon, this evening I will share my experience in the Lower Zambezi, where I did a canoe through the elephants, through the hippo. It was such a wonderful experience. And I did the bungee jump. So I'm so happy to have done what I've done. Thank you, Simon.
You're a risk taker, you're a true adventurer, and I'm very lucky that I met you, So you heard for yourself, join us, and, I'm grateful, and I'll see you tomorrow, really. Zizi, I want to make sure that, you know that I'm really, really grateful for the time you made for us to have this conversation. And I hope that Joseph also took you to a journey in the wilderness, because for a moment I was just traveling with him, around all these places that he's talking about. So thank you again, Zizi. And, I'll see you all tomorrow. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. Peace and love.
African father in America. Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. Africa, tujikaze, tujikaze, America. Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze.
You are listening to African Father in America podcast by Simon.